Good morning and welcome to your Team DSI Advanced Leadership Webinar Training. My name is Jared Krebs. I'm coming at you live from San Antonio, Texas. And before we bring on our special guest for today, I just want to remind you of 10 things to expect when building your USANA business. Number one, there will be ups and downs just like anything. Number two, success or failure is up to you. If you succeed, it's because of you. If you fail, it's because of you, not because of the person who invited you to USANA. Number three, the goal is for you to become independent and be an independent leader on your team. Number four, make your plan on the weekends, do it, review it, and make adjustments. Plan, do, review, adjust. Number five, it's going to take time. It's going to take 1 year to become competent at the skills. It's going to take 3 years to build a significant part-time income. It's going to take 5 years to build this into a significant full-time income, and 7 years to become world-class. It's going to take time, just like anything, just like going to college. Number six, it takes consistency. Consistent work and hustle. There's nothing more important than being consistent with your business, consistent with your activities. Number seven, you're going to have to grow and get outside of your and do Facebook Lives. You want to go where the money's at? Do Facebook Lives and build that brand on social media. Number eight, mental toughness is necessary. You have to be mentally tough. Number nine, the grass is not greener in other companies. I've seen people leave USANA and never make what they made with their USANA business. And number 10, this is a long-term game. USANA is 25 years strong with over $2.5 billion paid to its associates. It's allowed me and my wife, Crystal, to have a full-time income for over a decade just doing USANA, and hundreds of thousands of people around the world have made a part-time income as well with USANA. So it's definitely something that it works if you work. And always remember, last bonus tip, that amateurs sell products, but professionals sell the vision. And few people have done it as well as Achiever and DSI, team leader, Phyllis Walker, who's been with USANA for actually 22 years, started off as more of a client type of associate, and over the years found her home with our team. But more importantly, she has developed in the last 5 years into an effective USANA associate, meaning she has team members and her legs growing. She's enrolling people on a regular basis. And not only that, but her health story is awesome, and her mom's health story. And she just has so many great stories. And so she's going to share her story today. Phyllis, we are super excited to have you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. And take it away. We want to hear what your life was like before USANA. What were some of the challenges? What are the things you overcame, and what's your life like today? And we'll open it up for questions in about 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Jared, for that wonderful introduction. As Jared said, I'm an achiever. I've been in USANA for 22 years. Next month, it'll be 23. I started, well, before USANA, I was married to a military man. We moved out here. I'm from Maine. We moved out here in 1980. I have 3 beautiful children, and he ended up divorcing me. I remarried a second time to a young man who ended up with cancer. He died at 30 years of age. And then 4 or 5 years later, I met Rick Walker, and we've been married. So that's a little bit of my personal history. USANA, Sue Gardner was a good friend of mine. I met her in the Wasatch Mountain Club. We skied, we hiked, we did all kinds of things outdoorsy, and she introduced me to USANA. We had a small team, and all of a sudden, years down the road, we have no upline. We are orphans, just Sue and I, and a few customers underneath both of us. And my hygienist, I had asked her about USANA years ago, and she said to me, Phyllis, are you still in USANA? And I said, yes, I am. And she says, well, I've joined. I've joined with the Krebs team. And I said, oh, it's just Sue and I. She said, are you going to convention? I said, yes. She said, well, join us. You won't have to be alone. So I met Randy and Viola and Jared and Crystal after the convention. They invited us to cancel our distributorship and wait 6 months and join their team. I did not want to do that. I did not want to cancel my distributorship, but I did, and it was a good thing. I am so happy that I met the Krebs. They're wonderful people. They have taken me under their wing. Sue Gardner decided to go with another person, and and she's no longer in USANA. But Jared and Crystal and Randy and Viola took me under their wing. I've learned so much from them. When I had heard about Dr. Wentz, I knew that I needed to be in USANA because I have cancer and heart disease on both sides of my family. I knew that Dr. Wentz's mom died of breast cancer and his dad died of heart disease, so I started my mom at 80 years old on the products, and she lived to be 98. In her early 90s, she went through 2 major surgeries. One they didn't even think she would come out of. And she came through with flying colors. I asked the doctor, when will my mom be able to come home to recuperate? Because I was going to go to Maine and stay with her. And he said, she'll be in for a week. She was out in 4 days. For 15 years, she was on USANA, and her cells were totally healthy. So she came through really well. Before USANA, she was sick like for 2 weeks at a time. And then towards the end of her years, she ended up in an assisted living, and they ended up having flu go through the whole assisted living. My mom did not get the flu. The second year, and of course, she wasn't in a nursing home, she was assisted living. In assisted living, she can't just take her vitamins. They have to give them to her like prescriptions. So the doctor has to approve, of course, and they did. So the second year that the flu went through, she didn't get it again, and everybody else did. In fact, they locked the doors so nobody could come in. And the nurse said, Kay, it's got to be your USANA vitamins. You're the reason you're not even getting the flu. So I was so grateful that I did start her on the USANA vitamins. My health story is that I had terrible allergies, and I also had rosacea that was really bad, and I was on tetracycline for the rest of my life. My husband and I went down to Alabama for Christmas, and I ran out of my tetracycline, and I was very upset because I knew that I would start flaring up, getting red skin, and I did not have an episode when I ran out of my tetracycline, and I have never had to be on antibiotics for rosacea ever again since I started 23 years ago. That to me is wonderful. My other wonderful story is 3 years ago, I started the Reset program. I was 170 pounds, and it took me about 2.5 years to actually lose 40 pounds. I have kept 10 of those 40 pounds off in 3 years, and I'm really proud of that. And the shakes are wonderful. I love the chocolate. I love the vanilla with cinnamon, and the flavor packets that you can put them in them are wonderful. Let's see. I'm 71 years old actually now, and I owe my health and energy and my size to USANA. And I thank God for Dr. Wentz, and I thank God also for the Krebs family, because I have become much more of a leader than I ever was. And their training is fabulous. And I want to thank you for listening to my story. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. And USANA is the best thing you can do for your health.
Phyllis, this is awesome.
I've never told my story like this before.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for being willing to do it on the fly, because obviously we did not have a speaker arranged for today. And I think my dad had this idea about 2 minutes before the webinar. Hey, Phyllis, why don't you share your story? And you said yes. And is very, very beneficial to all of us that are watching, because number one, I did not know about the rosacea thing and how you were on that drug and then you ran out of it and your flare-up didn't happen and you just kept taking USANA, and now it's been like 20 years you haven't been on anything. Like, that's awesome. Yeah. And I know everyone is loving that part of your story. I mean, your mom not getting the flu and being in assisted living. Mm-hmm. I mean, yes. These are some serious things here that really make a difference in your life.
Yes. But it isn't a quick thing. My weight loss didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in a year. It took 2 to 2.5 years. And my mom, it's the same thing. She had been on them from age 80 and 96 to 96. The last 2 years, she really didn't take the USANA. But from 80 to 96, her cells were in great shape.
Yeah, that's a big testimony that the quality of her life of her senior years was much higher than it would have been without USANA.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We have a comment from Suanne. Could I use you on a 3-way call for someone with rosacea that has fought for 5 years but still somewhat red on the face?
Yes, yes. And I know it's the proflavanol. That
Proflavanol?
I'm pretty sure it's the proflavanol that's done it.
Oh, cool.
Sue-Ann, you can text me and or Facebook message me, and I'll give you my phone number.
Awesome. That's exciting. Way to go, Sue-Ann. Way to make it happen and put Phyllis to work. Yes, do it. And Sally Passain says, perfectly done, Phyllis. All right, so please type in your questions for Phyllis. I'm going to start off with a question. Phyllis, what has been your biggest shift as far as you becoming a leader? Going from that person who just used the products to someone who's prospecting actively and doing the activities of the business.
Well, convention every year, of course, that helps. There's lots of good training. You have excellent training. Monday night webinars, Wednesday afternoon webinars, and you're keeping us on task. After convention, our huddles. I mean, it's just everything. Your leadership is wonderful.
Oh, thank you, Phyllis.
You're welcome. And Randy and Viola, they were very instrumental in helping me become more confident.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so cool. Well, thank you for saying that. It's awesome to be recognized for that and also to see all the shifts that you have made. I mean, Adrea O'Neill's in your business. Come on. I mean,
yes. Yay, Adrea.
Right? And all the great people in your business. It's awesome.
And Brenna and Justina. Yes.
That's right. Brenna, Justina, you have some great things going on. Also, what's her name? Your neighbor, the one that does Diksha. D
Cummins.
Yeah, D Cummings.
Yes.
So, sorry. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I'm super proud of you. Okay, we have some questions. Sally Passain says, did your blood work numbers change?
I have no idea. I don't check my blood.
Okay. That's actually really cool because I don't check mine either. And I was like, man, should I be going to get checkups? But if you don't do it, I'm not going to do it, Phyllis. Just kidding.
Okay, another thing that's really important that I didn't think about till just now, not blood work, but I was on the tetracycline for the rosacea, and I was on a something for my, oh dear, the cholesterol. I'm no longer on that, but that is partially because of losing all that weight. I had acid reflux, and Daryl Tuttle, who is my upline, my immediate upline, he told me about the calcium chewables. And because of the calcium chewables, I take one every day at noon. I don't need the acid reflux. I don't have it anymore. I'm on one prescription medicine, and that's for my thyroid at 71 years old. I think that's pretty good. I really think it's USANA.
Wow.
And I'm on almost everything.
Acid reflux too. So you got some great results. This is awesome. All right. Randy Krebs says, what did your mom take that helped her so much?
She was on the essentials at the time, the calcium. She was on proflavanol, Procosa, and calcium. Did I say that? Anyway, she told me well, I would mail them to her. And she said to me, Phyllis, I'm out of Procosa. I can't go up the stairs to visit my friend. I said, okay, they're in the mail right now. And so her knees, she couldn't function if she didn't have the Procosa. So I swore I'd never let her run out again.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there's so many stories. I haven't really thought about it until you've asked me to do this. So yes, USANA is wonderful.
Yes, it is.
Top quality.
All right. Sue Ann said, mine did Sally. Oh, Sue Ann's blood work changed for the better.
Ah.
So, yes, great. Thank you for sharing that, Sue Ann.
Very good.
And also Jared Harris, mine is top quality too. Oh, okay. All right. So, Phyllis, what advice do you have for people who are new, maybe who are seeing this and they're just, starting out in their first year? You've been in for so long. Like, what's if you could go back to the Phyllis of year number 1 and talk to her, what would you tell her?
I would say take as many products as you can. I know starting out it's hard, and I only was on like the essentials and the Procosa. No, not the Procosa till later. The proflavanol and the calcium. And every time I'd go to convention, I would hear about this product, and I think, okay, so I need that. And then, okay, I need the coquinone for my heart. And so every year I would add a new product. I know you can't start with everything in the beginning, but add one every year and see how it's going to help your health and your mind. I do take ginkgo for the memory, and it's good.
I love that advice, like add one every year, because yeah, like at the beginning, maybe you don't have the money to do, everything all at once. But
Right.
I can pretty much say that as well, like that I just go into these conferences and seminars and conventions, you learn. I mean, like I was in the audience when vitamin D came out, and I heard from the doctors, and then I'm like, oh, wow, vitamin D it's only $20. And if I take high dosages, I'm going to have really good immune system. Done, and I've been on low dosages of vitamin D. I haven't gotten major colds or flus that have developed for over, I think, 5 or 6 years now. So it's like, yeah, yes. And that's just one of them. But I take, I take them all too. And it was gradual, right? Because you have to build your business
Right.
to be able to pay for it all. So, yeah, thank you, Phyllis, for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Randy Krebs asks, what is your philosophy regarding attending events?
Oh, it's important, totally important. I'm on every Wednesday webinar unless I'm deathly ill, or even when I was sick, I was on that actually, or unless I'm in the middle of a trip and I can't get to a phone. When I went to one of my, let's see, we went to the women's, Most
Sweet.
Empowering Women's
Oh, yeah.
in Vegas.
Yes.
And we stopped on the side of the road and listened to the webinar at 11 o'clock. I mean, as long as I can do it, if I'm in a place where I can listen to the webinar, I'm here. Monday night webinars, I never miss. Going to convention, out of 22 years, I missed only one. Sue said to me one time, what do you say we don't go to convention this year? And I said, okay, whatever you want to do. She was my upline. And we both regretted it. So I have not missed a convention since that time. So out of 22 years, I've been to 21.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Wow, what a cool story that you just decided not to go, and you were sitting at home thinking the convention's over there and I am not at it.
And we're missing the news. What's
and we're
going
missing
on?
the new products, or we're missing like whatever, right? Like,
Yes.
oh man, yeah. I have not missed convention yet, and I don't plan on it. 13 years in so far. I'm 13 for 13, but yeah, it's you want to be there. You want to be with your friends.
Yes.
They're all there. It's like Christmas or something.
And you don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, for sure. It's so cool that, I think my big takeaway is just like how much USANA has impacted your life in so many ways. Obviously you're not like a full-time associate earner, but like you're a really good part-time associate that has lots of great things that have come to your life, and great health and community, and still making money, getting your products paid for.
Right.
Like, I mean, and I think you just have fun. Like, I mean, you're 71 years old and you're winning these contests against all these whippersnappers, So it's just cool to like see you really play full out and enjoy your life and make
Right.
USANA a big part of your life, And so thank you for taking time and being flexible. And that shows a lot about you, that you were like, okay, I'm not prepared at all. I'm just going to share my story anyways. That's awesome. So what's your last piece of advice for anybody who's going to watch this as a recording, or the people watching right now?
Well, not necessarily advice, but I just happened to think of Rick's story.
Okay.
Rick has type 2 diabetes, and he's on the pill. He doesn't take a shot, and he's able to eat sweets whenever he wants, and I think it's the USANA. And then the other thing is he had migraines a lot, pretty severe unless he took a pill, and when he'd take the pill, he'd be okay. And he has had very few in the last 3-4 years since he's been on, maybe 5, and he's had very few migraines. And of course, USANA is not a cure. They can't make any claims. People all react differently to the USANA products. And for him, those are 2 big deals for me.
Wow. The quality of life at the end of the day comes down to quality of life. And that's great. Thank you for remembering to share Rick's story too, because that could impact somebody as well.
Right.
Well, Phyllis,
thank you all.
Yeah, it's been a super pleasure. Thank you so much for taking time to share your story on the fly, for inspiring us, and for being a great team member who's so consistent. You are on all of our webinars all the time. We can always count on you. You do introductions when we need you to. Now you took over the webinar when we need you to. I
Wow.
mean, it's awesome. So thank you again, Phyllis. We love you. We appreciate you. I love you. I appreciate you. And everybody, please unmute your lines and say thank you, Phyllis, and have an awesome day.
Thank you, Phyllis. Great job.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Phyllis.